Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Lightnet targets moving 50 billion USD of international payments annually on the Stellar blockchain network by 2022. Lightnet, which is a Bangkok-based fintech company, has raised US $31.2 million in its latest Series A financing round led by the UOB Venture Management and 7-Bank, Uni-President Asset Holdings, Hashkey Capital, Hope Shine Ventures, Signum Capital, Do Capital, and Hanwha Investment and Securities. The firm is taking on the global remittance market, focusing on Southeast Asia, and it's a market which is dominated by millions of unbanked migrant workers that send their money home to their families that have come to contend with the high fees and slow service provided by the decades-old SWIFT system and fragmented correspondent banking network. And as U.S. President Donald Trump continues to state, word for word with Brad Garlinghouse, the old, antiquated system. They tend to say the 40-year-old system, and I believe it's technically like 47 years old. And that's why they're replacing with the new Ripple and Stellar technology. The high cost of this network has forced many to pursue underground payment routes, which are risky and unreliable, and remittance is a large market in the region, according to Lightnet, with these services valued at $150 billion a year. And what is notable about Lightnet is that it's backed by 6 large conglomerates in Asia, which between them give up the start access to a giant network of banks and retail outlets in the region that can act as access points for customers to send and receive cash. We launched Lightnet to offer low cost and instantaneous financial inclusivity and mobility to the 4 billion lives across Asia Pacific, all powered by Stellar's fast, scalable, and sustainable blockchain technology. And that was stated by Chatchaval Giaravanan, the chairman of Lightnet. And that the Lightnet team has chosen the Stellar network as the payment rail signals a vote of confidence for both blockchain as a replacement for the existing payment networks, as well as Stellar's ability to support the movement of money in a range of currencies efficiently across borders at a fraction of the cost and the time that it takes today with traditional payment networks. Lightnet has partnered with Interstellar, which is the commercialization arm of the Stellar Development Foundation, the nonprofit that supports the development and growth of the open source Stellar network. Interstellar was formed by the merging of blockchain platform Chain and the for-profit branch of the Stellar Development Foundation called Lightyear back in 2018. And with Interstellar, Lightnet has a partner that not only understands the Stellar platform, but also has a deep acumen in the payment space. Interstellar CEO Mike Kennedy, who took over the previous CEO Adam Ludwin in September last year, previously founded Zelle and the U.S. digital payments network backed by Wells Fargo and a number of other U.S. financial institutions, which process over 75 billion in transactions on an annual basis. From the roster of investors, it appears likely that retail outlets will play a major role for the payment network by providing access points for customers to send and receive cash. For example, 7-Bank, part of 7&I Holdings Company Limited, they own all of the 7-Eleven stores in Japan and approximately 69,200 convenience stores globally. Now, what do you think of your Stellar investment? I think that's pretty amazing. Uni-President Asset Holdings is the investment arm of Uni-President Enterprise Corp, which also owns over 9,000 7-Eleven and Starbucks across Taiwan, China, and the Philippines. Financial and remittance institutions are also strongly represented as investors and partners and are likely to also play a similar role. How's that feeling for all of you Stellar investors out there who were unaware of the role they were playing in that region. I say it's pretty massive. Kennedy sees parallels with Zelle, as it is through these types of partnerships with institutions and large customer bases that the U.S. payment network was able to scale. The best way to scale is to partner with the best and the most reputable companies that have a lot of endpoints. To move money internationally via the network, customers will deposit money at one of the endpoints, whether it is a bank, existing money transfer business, or a store. The transaction is routed to a liquidity provider on the network that offers the most competitive currency conversion quote, with the two access points in the network then settling their leg of the transaction with that liquidity provider. While funds do not have to be transferred behind the scenes to settle up between the access points and the liquidity provider in a traditional way, the Nostro Vostro book entry accounting, or ACH. Kennedy sees that eventually, when the network gets large enough, the participants will start to see the benefit of SettleNet netting, which would significantly reduce the actual movement of money that is required behind the scenes. Stellar Network, being designed for payments, is bringing low-cost remittances to the interbank. That is something that hits the core of Stellar's philosophy, which was built around the notion of financial inclusion. A statement by Jed McCaleb, who is the founder and chief architect of the Stellar Development Foundation, says, Lightnet is helping create the world we imagined when we started Stellar, a world of greater financial inclusion and interoperability. The products they've built on Stellar are a testament to the way we can redefine domestic and international payments in a decentralized global marketplace. In addition to a shared ethos, Kennedy points to a number of other differentiators of the Stellar network, which makes it, in his view, uniquely suitable candidate to operate as a payments and remittance network. And the Stellar network is designed for payments, which means it is low cost and scalable. It allows you to do multi-currency and multi-coin natively. As to whether native token, the Luminex LM, will be used as the means of moving funds between parties, Kennedy states that it's an option, but it's not necessary to use, as the transaction can be crypto agnostic. And Kennedy also cites Stellar's ability to support stablecoins as a mechanism to remove price fluctuations and volatility during transactions. And if you compare that to Ripple, it pretty much does the exact same thing. Even in the ODL, it's not exclusive to just XRP. So you can see again the similarities as they have separated themselves, but yet there's still not a whole lot of difference in their structure. Gearing up for deployment, typically the Series A rounds are used for funding the build of technology and establishing partners, but however, they seem to be ahead of the curve with Lightnet, having already built the platform and secured their partner base. Instead, the proceeds from the latest fundraising will go towards strengthening Lightnet's investment in the underlying blockchain technology on the Stellar network and to build the next generation financially in the mobility network. Lightnet is offering 3 innovative solutions. They offer BridgeNet, LiquidNet, and SmartNet. The main platform has been completed, and the first transaction is slated for Q1 2020, which we've just finished going through, and we're getting ready to go into through the Q2 now and Q3. I guess the beginning of Q3 would be July, start of July. In addition to the potential 500,000 cash agents across our ecosystem, Lightnet will integrate with several renowned payment and remittance partners such as Seven Bank, the Yika share across Japan, South Korea, and several other Southeast Asian nations to ensure successful activation of our ecosystem, according to Lightnet Chief Executive Officer Suvicha Suchai. From then, according to Tribodi Aranand-Chai, Lightnet's vice chairman, the company expects usage to grow quickly. We expect that within 3 years, Lightnet will facilitate over 50 billion USD worth of annual transactions through our industry-leading partner network. Quoted in a recent publication, Arunan Nandchai sees fact that the consumers in the region are underbanked and rely on cash as the key driver for the expected fast adoption of Lightnet. As much as 70% of Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the ASEAN population, use cash or underground banking for financial transactions, and SWIFT will never be able to touch them. And that's good for blockchain because reflecting on Lightnet's announcement, Kennedy sees it's not just a win for Lightnet and the Stellar network, but as a step forward for the blockchain industry as a whole. The initiative demonstrates large multinational companies moving onto the blockchain to conduct real transactions. And there's been a lot of hype around buying and selling cryptocurrencies, but this is about showing a real use case with reputable companies for real-life transactions, says Kennedy. And there's a popular saying in emerging technology that reflects the natural risk aversion that most companies have been trying something new, and everyone wants to be first to be second. With Lightnet having cleared the path, we may just see the rest of the payments industry following behind. Next article, we have a Thai Stellar-based startup, Lightnet, raises $31 million to replace SWIFT. And we just read some of this, but I want to go into a few different items in this other article. The implementing of the Stellar blockchain, a major blockchain protocol that is used to operate eponymous cryptocurrency Stellar Lumens XLM, Lightnet has a brave plan to replace established payment systems like SWIFT in Southeast Asian market, the report notes. And the Chachaval Giaravanan, the chairman at Lightnet, says the Lightnet is designed to offer low cost and instant financial inclusivity and mobility to the 4 billion lives across Asia Pacific. Specifically, the firm is planning to promote financial mobility and inclusivity for the unbanked and underbanked Asians, the report notes. On its website, Lightnet is described as a frictionless settlement hub for the region to provide centralized real-time settlement. And one thing here, reason I wanted to share this article, as it states in the Asian Pacific market, there's over 4 billion lives. I believe I pulled it up earlier, and it said 4.5 billion out of the population. That is 60% of the global population of the total of the 7.2 billion, with its 4.5 billion in the Asian Pacific APAC market. The reason I brought that up is because we just recently had a VeChain article stating that VeChain will exclusively be doing the APAC region of over 60% of the global population. So you can see this is a very massive project that Stellar is a part of with Lightnet. This is just a little click on the link from Lightnet. Lightnet is a next-generation financial network that is built on the true interoperability concept by bridging between existing banking rail and non-bank agent network to provide efficient and instantaneous transactions. Just going to scroll down a little bit through some of this information here. For money transfer and settlement, the global remittance flow is estimated at 700 billion USD. And Lightnet, a remittance provider company, is utilizing Velo protocol to tackle an underbanked banking market worth 380 billion USD market, where it's already starting off with a low-cost and convenient remittance payment solution with 10 million migrant workers in Southeast Asia, worth of $150 billion. And we've gone through here, understanding this friction in payments. Current cross-border transfer model based on bilateral relationship between institutions. You have the slow, the costly, and no visibility. And then as we get into our solution, Lightnet aims to be the frictionless settlement hub for the region to provide centralized real-time settlement, reduce end-to-end settlement time, provide better FX by utilizing untapped volume, full visibility, straight-through processing, and data-rich transaction. So you can see how important Lightnet is, again, for the APAC, Asian Pacific market. Just want to show another little section here. The MTO onboarding process as it goes through the MTO to Lightnet and through Vila. And here we have a major item is going with the cross-border transfer process from Thailand through Lightnet into Cambodia. And that is a major market, and I want to share that specifically for some personal friends of mine as well, so that you guys can see. I'm going to give this a moment to let it pause on your screen so you can check it out. Deposit in the Thai baht. Cruise over to the Lightnet, and you can withdraw in the Cambodian rial. Again, here you have Stellar, order book matching among MTOs, decentralized exchange, and global transparent ledger. I know this is going to be exciting for you guys. I'm equally excited as an investor, and I know for those who are using it, this is a major life-changing event here. The final article for this video is Thai startup Lightnet aims to handle transactions for all of Asia. And as we move into the article, I want to share one thing just below this picture here of the vice chairman and co-founder Tribhuti Arunandachai, the chairman and co-founder Chachavol Jiravanan, and CEO Suvicha Suchai from the left. He added that Lightnet uses the Stellar blockchain technology, which is fast, scalable, and sustainable. The innovation of a decentralized protocol will change the future of online financial world, Chachavol said. Stellar is an open-source decentralized protocol for digital currency to fiat money transfers, which allows cross-border transactions between any pair of currencies. Press conference held on Thursday, January the 9th, to announce the launch of Lightnet and the agreement signing with its major investors. Among the key holders are UOB Venture Management, Japan's 7 Bank, Uni-President Asset Holdings of Taiwan, Hanwha Investment of Securities of South Korea, Singapore's Do Capital, Signum Capital, and Hopeshare Ventures, and Hashkey Capital of Hong Kong. The fresh funding will go towards strengthening Lightnet's investment in the underlying blockchain technology and building the next generation financial mobility network, Lightnet said in a press release. The Tribhuti Arunandachai, Lightnet's vice chairman and another co-founder, said the company aims to make financial transactions of over 50 billion USD within 3 years, thanks to its strong network of partners. And the final thing I want to state here is with, in addition to the potential 500,000 cash agents across their ecosystem, Lightnet will integrate with several renowned payment and remittance partners, such as MoneyGram, 7 Bank, Ika, and Share across Japan, South Korea, and Southeast Asia to ensure successful activation of their ecosystem, Suvicha said. So here again we have Ripple and Stellar working together in another unofficial partnership at MoneyGram. I want to finish off this article with a final thought. Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do. Remember, guys, it's not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. Much love to all of you, and we will catch you in the next one.